TomoNews presents Stupid Selfies.
Okay, I'm just gonna hang over this ledge so I can get the perfect selfie with this lion. Oh.
Suspects take selfies on stolen iPad, upload them to iCloud. A pair of non-tech-savvy criminals made a costly mistake after stealing a Texas man's laptop, cash, and iPad, then took celebratory post-theft selfies that made their way to the victim's iCloud account. On January 8th, 20-year-old Dorian Marquis Walker Gaines and his brother from another mother, Dylan, were looking for some quick cash. They thought they hit it big when they broke into Randy Schaefer's truck and made off with his MacBook Pro, $5,000 in cash, and his iPad. With everything going right for the young men, they opted to continue having it their way by stopping for a quick bite to eat at Burger King just 2 miles down the street. These two boneheads took 17 selfies using Schaefer's iPad, flaunting their newfound Benjamins, and shot this Burger King ballin' video.
This, my good people, is what we get from a good night's hustle. We're doing a big face being over here. New, old, we just hustle. Don't worry about
no
how...
20s, no 20s, no 5s, no 10s.
Read it.
The budget-conscious ballers next hopped across the street to Starbucks, where they connected to free Wi-Fi to post their video to YouTube and Facebook. Schaefer later discovered his truck had been broken into when he was headed over to work. Frustrated and feeling violated, a week passed before it dawned on Schaefer to log on to his iCloud account, which is when he spotted the stupid suspect's selfies. Houston police successfully identified Gaines, who had previous run-ins with the law, thanks to the words he had tattooed on his chest. Brilliant. These idiots have since, unsurprisingly, been arrested.
She might want to improve her selfie game. This woman will probably think twice before she snaps selfies in the future, since when she did so last Thursday in a Los Angeles art gallery, the result was $200,000 in damages. The woman was viewing an installation called Hypercane, which was a collaboration between Hong Kong artist Simon Birch and other artists including Gabriel Chan, Jacob Blitzer, and Gloria Yu. Prior to the incident, CCTV footage showed visitors carefully admiring and walking around a room decorated with dozens of rectangular pedestals holding sculpted crowns and other headpieces. Then came the clumsy visitor and her friend. Her friend used an actual camera to photograph the wondrous works. Meanwhile, the clumsy one decided to squat down and snap her selfie, which led to her falling backward into one of the displays, turning the entire exhibition into a game of dominoes. Yikes! After wrecking much of the exhibition, the bumbling visitor actually remained calm and even put one headpiece back onto its pedestal. According to the exhibition's marketing team, 3 of the sculptures were permanently damaged and others to varying degrees. Factoring in the artist's work time, potential art sales lost, and the repair costs, the estimated damage came out to a total bill of $200,000. Some had speculated the incident was a stunt, but the exhibition confirmed to Fox News that the accident was real and explained it would be irrational for the artists to damage their own work in the hopes of gaining more fame. The art show is already back on display, with one change. Visitors can no longer walk between the rows of art pieces, though photography is still encouraged. Idiot tourist drags Swan out of lake for a stupid selfie. An innocent swan in Macedonia is the latest victim of people and their need to take the perfect selfie. A Bulgarian tourist visiting Lake Ohrid was caught on camera pulling a helpless swan out of the lake to be used as a prop for a selfie. The woman grabbed the bird by its wings before yanking it out of the water for some photographs. Once the woman was finished with her photo shoot, she dumped the swan on the ground and went back to her friends and walked off. The Macedonian International News Agency said the woman killed the swan, but the witness who took the photos told Huffington Post that the swan eventually swam away. Less than a month ago, a group of beachgoers in Buenos Aires killed a baby dolphin after pulling it out of the water and passing it around for selfies. Days later, a man in Florida was seen yanking a young shark out of the water so he could pose with it.
Awesome, dude. Watch me as I, totally start an avalanche. A California snowboarder is in hot water after he and his friends posted footage online of them starting what could have turned out to be a deadly avalanche. Christian Michael Morris and two friends were snowboarding in a closed-off area of Donner Summit at the Sugar Bowl Resort in Lake Tahoe on January 15th. In the clip, filmed by his friend Matt Schaefer, we see Morris psyching himself up before jumping off a ridge into a large body of snow. After he lands, the snow gives way and he disappears from view as he and tons of white stuff go sliding down the mountainside. Morris was also filming the jump with a GoPro attached to his helmet. In his video, we see him jump from the ridge and land before he is swept off his feet and downhill, while shouting expletives the whole time. The camera is then enveloped in snow for a few seconds until he comes to a halt, before screaming with joy or possibly relief that he has survived the terrifying ordeal intact. Fortunately for Morris, he was unhurt, and according to Schaefer, he and his friends were able to have a good laugh about it on the ride home. Trouble is, authorities did not find the intrepid trio's behavior so funny and are now looking into pressing charges. Resort officials said the area where the avalanche occurred had been closed to the public since the 2010 to 2011 ski season and is marked as off-limits. They are now working with the Placer County Sheriff's Office as they seek Morris's prosecution. Morris has taken to Facebook to defend his actions, but comments on social media suggest there is not much sympathy out there for him, with comments ranging from criticism of the trio's lack of avalanche gear to more blunt assessments of Morris. Let's just hope the videos, which Morris and his friends licensed to Viral Hog, help them make bank, because it looks like they're going to need the money. Stay rowdy as dude.
Oh, Christian!
Woman falls from California bridge after selfie attempt. A foolish woman in California is alive and relatively well, considering she fell off the tallest bridge in the state and only suffered a few broken bones. On April 4th, the woman and her friends were walking across Forest Hill Bridge near Sacramento. At 730 feet tall, the bridge stands as the fourth tallest bridge in the U.S. A popular spot for picture taking, the woman thought it'd be fun to snap a quick selfie on the bridge's girders. Clearly not minding her step, friends say she stepped on one of the structure's bolts weirdly, lost her balance, and fell backwards off the bridge. From where she was standing, she fell roughly 60 feet from the green beam down to the ground and was knocked unconscious upon impact. Emergency crews rushed in, and the woman was airlifted to a nearby hospital to treat a deep gash on her arm as well as her fractured bones. Though she'll have to undergo surgeries, she's expected to recover from her injuries. Taking pictures at this site is nothing new, and police say they will impose serious penalties for trespassers going forward. In truth, daredevil selfies are a global epidemic. You could pick pretty much any structure around the world and find thrill-seeking wannabes who've managed to show everyone how far they'll go for social media glory. Like this 16-year-old kid, who took one at the top of the World Trade Center in 2014. The truth is, wherever there are poorly secured and unmonitored sites, there will be people getting badly injured or even dying as a result of trying to look cool on Facebook.
Florida fisherman takes heat for pulling shark onto beach for photo op. A Florida resident has become the subject of much internet hate after a video was posted on Facebook showing him dragging a juvenile shark from the surf and posing for several photos. The footage, posted by journalist Ashley Walters, shows a couple of men dragging the fish from the water before one of the men holds it down on the sand and pulls a few whimsical tough guy poses as some tourists snap away. While most reports on the video can't agree on what kind of shark it is, they all agree that the man posing with mini jaws is an idiot surfer douchebag who has no respect for animals whatsoever. But on closer inspection of the footage, it appears that the surfer douchebag and his friend are merely helping another man with a rod to pull the shark ashore after he caught it, in what is known in fishing circles as a catch and release. The poster even notes that the shark was eventually released, and the end of the video shows the men attempting to do just that. Even so, the comments reflect this split in opinion, with some saying that it's no big deal and happens hundreds of times a day along the Florida coast. The guy's sister even goes to bat for him. Others, however, suggest Hombre Hairbun, who has been identified as Josh Camp, be arrested, or worse still, used as bait on Quint's next fishing trip. But what do you think? Just a normal day at the office for coastal folk? Or a heinous act of animal cruelty that deserves the most severe punishment? Dangle your bait in the comments.
Shaq mocks disabled man's Instagram selfie. Former NBA star Shaquille O'Neal is in hot water after mocking a disabled fan's selfie. Shaq, who's also known for his memorable leading roles in Kazam and Steel, posted an Instagram photo of his own contorted face next to Jamel Binion's selfie. 23-year-old Jamel Binion has ectodermal dysplasia, a condition that hinders his ability to grow teeth and hair. But like many these days, he takes selfies too. Unfortunately, Shaq thought it would be a good idea to make fun of Jamel's selfie by mocking it and then attaching the caption, "Smile today." Even worse, more than 14,000 people liked Shaq's photo. Utah Jazz rookie Trey Burke and rapper Waka Flocka were also dumb enough to make fun of Jamal's selfie. Shaq has since deleted the photo. He also put up a picture comparing himself to Shrek. Hey Shaq, right movie, wrong character. It's pretty obvious who's the bigger man in all of this. The cruel taunts have inspired Jamel to start an anti-bullying campaign called Hug, Don't Judge.
Dumb thief identified after taking selfies on stolen iPhone. Meet Taja Dowell, a foolish criminal who's just the latest in a string of selfie-loving lawbreakers whose love of self-portraits has led to their undoing. Police in El Cerrito, California are on the hunt for the 18-year-old who they say viciously attacked a high school student in early November. Dowell allegedly approached a student at El Cerrito High School demanding the girl's phone and backpack. When the girl refused, Dowell dealt her several blows to the head and then dragged the unconscious girl on the ground by her backpack before eventually fleeing. Authorities initially had trouble identifying the perp, that is, at least until Dowell snapped a couple of glamour shots on the stolen device, not realizing they would make their way to the victim's iCloud account. Oops. Needless to say, the cops plastered Dowell's ugly mug all over social media and within hours were able to identify her. A warrant since been issued for her arrest, and Dowell, who's believed to be a resident of nearby Richmond, will no doubt soon be caught.
California girls carved their initials into Rome Colosseum. 2 asinine Americans were arrested in Rome over the weekend for allegedly carving their initials into the Colosseum and taking a selfie just in case police were short on evidence. The 2 California girls, ages 21 and 25, decided to leave their tour group on Saturday. Even though signs warning against vandalism are posted all over the place in Italian and English, they figured it was no big deal. The 2 Einsteins then used a coin to carve an 8-centimeter tall J and N into the wall on the west side of the Roman amphitheater. And then for some reason, the 2 had the great idea to take a selfie. The 2 geniuses were seen by other tourists who notified security. A Russian tourist that carved his name into the Colosseum last year was fined 20,000 euros. Wonder what'll happen to J and N. Police have charged the women with aggravated damage of a building of historical and artistic interest.